Welcome to New Sky TV, Explosive. Red Carpet Aesthetics Rewritten. Guo Yuxin's natural approach directly challenges the entertainment industry's slim beauty rules. The red carpet is never just a collection of lights, gowns, and screams. It's more like a magnifying glass, laid bare the entertainment industry's most hidden values to the public. The moment Guo Yuxin appeared, the scene briefly lost focus. No exaggerated gowns, no deliberately elongated proportions, and no forced thinness. She wore a casual outfit, clean lines, and restrained colors. Standing on the red carpet, she seemed to have stumbled upon a grand event, yet remained remarkably confident. Her demeanor wasn't "I must win," but rather "I can stand here naturally." The magic lies here. While everyone else was striving for beauty, she achieved the strongest presence through an unconfrontational, non-appeasing, and non-conformist approach. Cameras lingered on her for a few more seconds, the media's shutter clicks intensified, and discussions about her rapidly spread on social media. It wasn't because of her glamorous outfit, but because of her remarkably normal demeanor. This normality is extremely rare in today's entertainment environment. We've become too accustomed to seeing female celebrities compress their bodies into certain standard dimensions for the red carpet: extremely low body fat, extremely narrow shoulders, and extremely thin facial contours. It's as if any slight deviation will be judged as undisciplined or in poor condition. Over time, health has become a sacrifice, and authenticity has become a flaw that needs to be corrected. Guo Yuxin, however, went against the grain. She didn't deliberately hide her body curves, nor did she try to create the visual illusion of "I'm very thin" with her clothing. Her complexion was vibrant, her steps were steady, and her smile wasn't the standard, professional arc, but rather carried a sense of relaxation and composure. This state, where both her body and emotions were on point, made it immediately clear that this was the foundation of someone with a long-term, disciplined lifestyle, mental stability, and a strong sense of self-identity. More importantly, she wasn't making a declaration of resistance. She didn't shout slogans, didn't label herself. Simply standing there was enough to complete a silent counterattack. She made people realize that the red carpet doesn't necessarily require being extremely thin to be considered successful, that female beauty can come from a healthy physique, natural muscle definition, and a relaxed mindset. After that night, discussions about Guo Yuxin clearly moved beyond simply whether she looked good or not. Some began to talk about aesthetic fatigue, some reflected on the harsh demands placed on actresses in the Chinese entertainment industry, and some realized for the first time that the so-called red carpet winner isn't necessarily the one who tries the hardest, but rather the one least swayed by the rules. The red carpet is still a battlefield, of course, but Guo Yuxin proved one thing with her actions: true, high-level victory isn't about conforming to the rules, but about making the rules seem outdated because of you. As health, confidence, and authenticity regain focus, this narrative about female aesthetics may be quietly turning a new page. And she happens to be standing at the beginning of this new chapter. That's why Guo Yuxin's appearance seems particularly against the tide. She wasn't unaware of red carpet rules, nor was she lacking the means to conform to the slim beauty system. Instead, she chose a more difficult, yet more sensible path, not using her body as a bargaining chip, not sacrificing her health for applause. Standing there, she seemed to be telling everyone in the most direct way, a woman's value shouldn't be defined by body fat percentage, and beauty shouldn't have only one template. You'll find that her relaxed demeanor wasn't a spur-of-the-moment red carpet strategy, but rather a deep-seated quality honed from her experience in short dramas. Short dramas are fast-paced, emotionally intense, and feature close-up shots, allowing the audience to perceive the actor's authenticity more strongly. A fake performance is instantly jarring, an unstable performance collapses the emotional landscape. Guo Yuxin's ability to establish herself in the short drama circle has never relied on appearance anxiety, but rather on her approachable charm, comfortable to watch and natural to act. This long-cultivated audience appeal will ultimately benefit any larger stage, including the red carpet. And the red carpet, in essence, is also a projection of values. When more and more people begin to praise and speak up for her, it indicates that the audience's aesthetic standards are quietly shifting. People are no longer obsessed with the fleeting stunning moment of extreme thinness, but are beginning to yearn for a more lasting and vibrant beauty. It's a beauty that's pleasing to the eye, memorable, and doesn't make people worry about her health. This is why Guo Yuxin's recent breakthrough is not accidental. It's not a single point of explosion, but a concentrated response to the sentiments of the times. While the industry is still repeatedly emphasizing self-discipline equals thinness, she has calmly proven that true self-discipline is taking responsibility for one's body, true confidence is not being afraid of comparison, and true beauty is standing in a crowd and still being yourself. Perhaps from this night onward, the red carpet won't immediately change, but at least someone has already forged a more memorable path outside the rules. Ultimately, the audience's eyes are never fooled. Traffic can be generated through hype, but what truly remains are actors who are pleasing to the eye and reassuring to the eye. The most valuable quality in Guo Yuxin is that she hasn't become a symbol tamed by retouching and data. Her state is sustainable, not achieved by overworking her body or creating anxiety to gain exposure. This sense of stability has become a scarce resource in today's fast-paced, high-consumption entertainment environment. To be more realistic, the red carpet is just a starting point. What truly determines an actor's longevity is always their work. Short dramas may seem lighthearted, but they demand just as much from actors: accurate emotions, quick reactions, believable characters, and the ability to withstand repeated viewings. Guo Yuxin's repeated selections in this arena demonstrate that her performances have a repeatability. Viewers don't click because of her weight, but because her characters are engaging, pleasing, and even make viewers want to linger for a few more minutes. This comfort is perfectly aligned with her outward appearance. You rarely see any tension or overacting in her. Both her characters and herself exude a relaxed ease, as if she's not in a hurry to prove anything. She doesn't need extreme physical appearance to achieve a stunning first impression, but rather a more enduring way that allows her to be remembered gradually. This is why her casual red carpet look is more memorable than her glamorous attire. It's a natural extension of her own personality, not a meticulously calculated packaging. Perhaps Guo Yuxin's greatest value isn't proving that being fat is acceptable, but rather reminding the industry that actors shouldn't be forced onto the same narrow path by a single aesthetic standard. Beauty comes in many forms, and there's more than one path to success. When more actors like her, those who are fat-friendly, have a healthy mindset, and let their work speak for itself, are seen, the atmosphere in the Chinese entertainment industry can truly loosen. When the red carpet spotlight no longer shines only on the thinnest, but on the most comfortable, that will be true progress. Therefore, what truly makes Guo Yuxin memorable isn't a single outrageous red carpet appearance, but a consistently high level of value. She shows audiences that actors don't have to live in anxiety, nor be judged by scales and cameras. As long as the role is compelling, the actor is compelling. When the industry begins to realize that health, self-consistency, and sustainability are more important than fleeting brilliance, actors like Guo Yuxin will go further. She may not be the most striking, but she is certainly the most enduringly appealing. And progress in aesthetics is never an overnight phenomenon, but rather the accumulation of being seen time and again. Some people stepped forward first, some began to acknowledge it, and some finally breathed a sigh of relief. It turns out that beauty doesn't have to be so difficult. This is the true meaning she brought. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.